no links to LinkedIn or social media platforms where anyone can validate that. I don't like that. Let's be fair. You guys dropped the ball there. The idea of linking investors and partners together and just plastering logos of every company that anyone might have even used a product for and calling them a partner. Is NVIDIA really backing you guys? Because why isn't there some massive article talking about NVIDIA backing you guys? This is what I want to understand. Like, are you guys pulling out the tricks in the book? Come on, we're not stupid. We've been around the block before here.
Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's another 10-minute investor eye test. I'm here with Sasha. I hope you remember him. He's my good friend and co-founder of Arcanum Ventures. And in this video, we're going to tackle a brand new project that's launching this week. And it's an interesting one. I don't think we've covered anything like this just yet. So, Sasha, what are we going to take a look at? And more importantly, how are you doing?
Doing well. What is it, Wednesday? Busy week already? Oof. They just get busier every week. So we're going to dive into a project called Script Network today. We saw this on CryptoRank, and then this was also kind of like shouted out by one of our community members. They said, you should take a look at this. And then they said, watch to earn. So that's kind of why I'm excited here. I think watch to earn is something we haven't taken a look at before on this show. And it's something that, I don't know, personally, I have a big problem with. We'll get into that, I'm sure. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Carmelo, what are you kind of hoping to see with this one? Like, what's your ideal watch to earn platform look like?
I tend to agree with you. It's not just watch to earn that I have an issue with. It's anything to earn, especially when they use the number 2, because that just looks like a whole nother level of appealing to a middle schooler. And yeah, the idea of paying somebody to use a game or a platform, I don't love it. But that's not to say that there aren't some interesting mechanisms you can build to build something out like that. But I think my ideal network would look like a decentralized YouTube, maybe decentralized Netflix. I like the idea of it in theory, but we can dig into it a little bit later. But there's always going to be, with anything decentralized social media or streaming, there's always going to be that issue with who is censoring this, and how do you incentivize maybe the other users of the platform to help censor it, and how do you ensure that they're not biased? So that's what I'm looking for mostly here. Important to me, the earning aspect is, how do you make this a safe environment for kids, for people that don't want to see horrible violence or pornography like that? That's something that I haven't seen anybody figure out in any of these
I don't
social
know
networks
if we'll
just yet.
see even a small extent of decentralization with a watch to earn platform, but that would be fantastic to, I guess, like, think of a pie in the sky vision of some decentralized YouTube or Netflix. Of course, like, DAO corruption is always an issue in anything DAO related, and especially there, you don't want a corruption of a DAO that all of a sudden starts showing like a bunch of MAGA stuff or a bunch of like Proud Boy stuff or like very political, one-sided, biased things. So I guess if you're ready, we'll dive in. 10 minutes, we can start now.
Yeah, let's dive in. We're trying to keep it short today because our producer keeps yelling at us to keep the video size down.
Creating
So
more
let's
work.
do it.
All right, Script Network is a watch to earn live TV platform where users earn rewards through social GameFi experience. I feel like they just threw GameFi buzzword into this. Like, it has nothing to do with watch to earn ads. So already I'm upset. So we've got a 600K raise across TrustPad and TrustSwap. So it's something in the trust ecosystem. They're asking for too much trust. We've got actually, slightly different token prices on each of these offerings, which is strange. This looks like 10% of the price of this one, which is very, very weird. And we've got a strategic KOL round, seed round. There's a lot of zeros there. Not a huge fan of that. And as a result, I guess you guys can tell, I'm also not a fan of this $95 million fully diluted market cap. How do you create a watch to earn platform and then justify close to $100 million fully diluted market cap at public token launch. It's crazy.
Yeah, just snapping your fingers, creating $100 million company overnight, and then saying we're going to give people money. It's a what a wild,
Yeah, well, we've
weird
got
world we
we've got
live
a
in right
description
now.
right here, which is kind of fun.
Uh,
I don't think I've seen this on CryptoRank before. Decentralized video delivery network that furnishes an expensive range of blockchain-enabled solutions to the problems related to the traditional video streaming sector. The platform offers high-quality video streaming as well as multiple incentive mechanisms for decentralized bandwidth and content sharing at a reduced cost as compared to the conventional service providers. Script Network allows users to simultaneously watch video content and earn token rewards for relaying videos to other users who are also watching the same content. Okay, that's a little bit different than what I had in mind. It sounds like they're creating a community aspect around, like for example, recommending TV shows or movies or content to other people. They're bringing some degree of decentralization in it, and
hmm,
they claim that they have Web3 or blockchain solutions that improve video delivery, that improve like the problems that Netflix has somehow. So these are bold claims.
yeah. Yeah, it's almost as if they want to replace the algorithm just with people and have people recommend stuff, which in theory is pretty cool. But I can't help but think of what's happening on Twitter with thousands of people shilling me tokens and airdrops that may or may not even exist. So I would hate to log onto this platform and have thousands of video
Mhm.
recommendations for things I'm not even interested in. So I don't know what mechanisms they would build to prevent that from happening, but I'm trying to keep an open mind, so it's cool if they're building some actual tech that can be useful. They could license it out B2B and then maybe take some of that revenue and redistribute it back to token holders somehow. That's the only thing I
Mhm.
see working for a to earn
Yeah, here's
platform.
the website.
But yeah, let's check it out, I guess.
Ooh, it's busy. There's a lot going on. So there's like two different hero techs powering live TV and film for the next generation. Watch to earn live TV decentralized on chain for free. Whew. I mean, like that's a pretty good hero text. Honestly, it's a lot of words, but look at this. They've got a node network. They've got D storage, script glass, upgradable NFTs. So they've got like augmented reality as well. How are they accomplishing all this? Honestly, this is a huge. I mean, each of these things is a separate company, right?
Yeah, and sounds very ambitious. I do like the branding, and it is a cool looking website, and it gives me, I don't know about you, but it gives me the feel that they have high production value, that they put a lot of thought into their branding. So kudos to that. You know me, I'm never a big fan of featured in because I know I have a price list for all of these sites like CoinGape and Yahoo Finance. I know that there's just a price you pay and you get published there. So let's not pretend this is special. It's like a participation ribbon in Web3 at this point. But ambitious. So in the short term, I think it's not that exciting. But if they're thinking big picture and how to really disrupt the viewing experience with NFTs and stuff, then in these augmented reality and gamified sharing of videos, it's pretty interesting. So I'm
I think we
curious.
gotta kind of step back and like take a high level look at this, right? Because again, we're trying to figure out if this is a token that we would be interested in investing in. And so right now, there's a lot of lingo
Yeah, yeah.
around earn level. I'm sorry, multi-level reward model. Content partners, advertisers, viewers, and Lightning nodes can all reward or earn rewards daily. So there's a lot of ways for emissions, token emissions, to happen and tokens to leave the system, which means that it's inherently inflationary. That's concerning. But one cool thing here, trade your SPay tokens for real world products such as
Mm,
festival, events, and tickets through our script swap model. So it doesn't sound like they're allowing redemption so easily. Like, play to earn happened in 2021 and then tanked a bunch of companies. It sounds like there's a redemption model for things that they're trying to use to offset their own finances. So that's a good idea. But this script glass thing, I mean, this is concerning, honestly. Like, are you guys just creating like another product vertical that's going to compete with Google Glass or Apple? I think Apple's wearables now. Like, we're talking about multi-billion dollar companies that you're trying to compete against. So this is very, very concerning.
Is that? I mean, I get the vibe that that's an NFT. I don't think they're talking about real glasses, but maybe that's the
I
plan
hope
in the
not.
future.
That might be it.
But I tend to agree with you. Like, if what they're saying, if I'm reading it correctly, they want to have a reward system. So this is like an on-chain reward system, and the only problem there is that they are fundraising with this token, so it kind of muddies the
Yeah,
waters
yeah.
a little
I mean,
bit.
as an investor, if I were to invest in a company and I get tokens that are used as an ecosystem asset, I really have no ownership of the company. I have no exposure to how well the company performs, and I'm holding an asset that the company is using to pay users to have fun and like engage in their platform. And if I'm not interested at all in engaging in this platform, that token means very little to me. It's kind of like if all of
Yeah.
a sudden there's a massive new airline that's raising funds because they want to purchase 30 planes and compete with some big dog, and they're asking me for $1 million, but they're going to give me some airline points in return. Like if I'm a hermit on an island somewhere, that means nothing to me. And so that's what I think people need to keep in mind here. I don't like that they have a bunch of
Yep.
crypto punks and NFTs for their team, honestly. Oof.
And they put the logos before the names, which is a little
Yeah.
bit upsetting. But yeah, I mean, if I'm an investor, I think by now that that scares us away. Like, I need to know who I'm investing in. That's probably, arguably, the most important thing. Who's building this, and why should I
Man,
trust them?
I'm hot take time, dude. I know we've talked to a bunch of teams that they're undoxed. They have like their crypto punks as their NFTs or avatars, and they sometimes give us legitimate reasons for not wanting to have a face or be like the face of a company. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it and paint the whole industry with a brush. If you're asking for funds and you're fundraising and you don't show me your face, I'm going to assume you're a scammer and you're trying to steal people's money. There needs to be more accountability in this space. If you are trying to raise funds and you're some random NFT crypto punk, then I'm going to assume that you're going to rug pull. So that's just it. I think this is what people need to come to terms with. The idea of crypto being anonymous is great if you're not asking people for money to build a company, and if that company needs to be held accountable somehow.
Wow, I just saw the Chainlink
Oh yeah,
as a partner. I made a post about that last week, and apparently Nvidia is a partner too. So I wonder if they're aware of this partnership, or if this is a we're using some of their
yeah.
chips in our
Seriously, does
computers.
Nvidia know?
Um, I, I'm I'm not a fan of meshing partners and investors together, because it's like a cheap way to make people think you're more uh, impressive than you actually are. Because VCs and your launch pads, and it's muddy. Like,
Should we check out the
I'm not a big
socials
fan of
real
that.
quick?
Yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot more time, so I guess we have enough context there. So let's just check out, I don't know, Twitter. I don't know if they would be counterintuitive to have a YouTube, so maybe they don't
Wow, they've got
not
a lot
looking
of
there.
followers, and it looks like they've got some good engagement.
Layer one, they say they're a layer one
Is that
open
really what it
source on
is?
the top.
Wow, interesting.
I guess
That's a
so.
game
They're building their
changer.
own layer. Yeah, I guess that goes back to the decentralized aspect with the governance. I mean, it's weirdly enough, but if this has any degree of decentralization, then it will need its own token,
That
right?
is very true. And so I guess that's a wrap on
Or assets, NFTs.
10 minutes. And that makes sense, I guess, with the node network. I'm a fan of that. And that was one of my biggest questions. So I guess
Yeah.
before I elaborate a little bit, should we just go ahead and dive into verdicts?
Yeah, yeah. But before we do that, please, if you're enjoying this content, like, subscribe, and mostly importantly, give us a comment and let us know if we're dead wrong about this, if we're right about it, if you agree, if you like to earn projects, if you're investing in this, any of the above. Just let us know and maybe give us some suggestions for next week, because we're always looking for new projects to cover. So, Sasha, what do you think about this? I have a feeling I can guess the sentiment from you, But yeah, let's hear it
I
from you.
mean, it's a weird one. Honestly, there's a mix of green flags and red flags. The team being undoxed, them immediately trying to create validation for their team by listing logos of companies they've supposedly worked for, and then no links to LinkedIn or social media platforms where anyone can validate that. I don't like that. Let's be fair. You guys dropped the ball there. The
Mhm.
idea of linking investors and partners together and just plastering logos of every company that anyone might have even used a product for and calling them a partner. Nvidia, is Nvidia really backing you guys? Because why isn't there some massive article talking about Nvidia backing you guys? This is what I want to understand. Like, are you guys pulling out the tricks in the book? Come on, we're not stupid. We've been around the block before here. At the same time, the idea of creating a decentralized node network to try and tackle issues within current streaming platforms, I think that's amazing. I don't know what the issues with Netflix are that they can't tackle themselves with some sort of decentralized or like a DPIN campaign. Like Netflix has a greater network than any other streaming platform. Why couldn't they offer discounts to users to install some sort of small device that's going to boost something, on the user end? So, like, I'm not sure, how you're going to compete with a giant like Netflix already outside of bringing in something like an earn model. But I'll tell you what, like the idea that this could be a layer one, there is some degree of decentralization. They're trying to tackle existing issues. This wording that they've used so far on their website and their social media has sparked my interest enough to look deeper. I want to understand what I'm missing. And I want to understand if there really is justification behind this $95 million fully diluted market cap. Because, like there's like a, what, $7 million initial market cap. And they're only raising a couple 100,000, I think 600,000 through public raise for the IDO. So these numbers are big, right? There might be some validation behind it, and there might be some reason why people are paying attention. I don't know enough about this company, but I'm willing to learn more now at this point. So I'm going to give it one thumb sideways and see what happens here.
The
Mhm.
famous one thumb side. Yeah, that was a pretty reasonable take from you. I was expecting you to shred it, to be honest, but I'm glad you kept your composure. I tend to agree, though. Like, this is not to say that this project isn't doing the right thing and it isn't building something impressive. I have no idea. As you all know now by this point, or I would hope you know, we just took 10 minutes to look into it, so we don't know hardly anything about it. But yeah, I tend to agree that if you're going to lump all these logos together, if you're not going to put your information about the team, they are using a lot of cheap gimmicks or not a good project, but it does harm your reputation a little bit in my mind. Maybe this is not the case for other VCs, other retail investors. Maybe they love seeing this stuff. So we're just speaking from our experience, but I'm not a fan of that. If you're really building something impressive, showcase the product. Maybe there should be a video in there showing the platform if it's even live yet. I saw that they had a schedule for some of their channels, which is cool. So it shows that they're already ahead of the curve. One thing that I always think about when I see platforms like this is you're only as good as the content you have. So Netflix was massive back in the day, and it took a huge nosedive as other studios started to deplatform their content and make their own streaming channels. So you're only as good as the people that choose to build on your platform, on your layer one blockchain. You could have the best. We've seen this problem with blockchains too. You can have amazing tech, but if nobody wants to build in your ecosystem, what good is it? So those are my two concerns here. Like, are these guys legit? Uh, I would give them one thumb sideways too. I need more time to look
Yeah.
into it. I like the branding. I like the idea. I don't love the to earn idea, but maybe we can give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's coming from revenue platform and it's not going to run out of money anytime soon.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely take
One
another look
thing
at
that
it.
I forgot to mention, which I think you said before, like Sasha might tear this one apart, is because watch to earn I have huge issues with in general, because there's this idea that if you're marketing actively, just like Script Network seems to be doing with earn lingo, watch to earn this, earn that, you know exactly the type of users you're going to end up with in that first stage, especially in crypto. And so you're going to end up with a lot of like yield farming based individuals who are simply looking to earn. They're following like the latest and greatest opportunity. And so all of a sudden you've created an ecosystem where people, it's like devolved into this idea that people are simply just going to sit in front of their TVs and mindlessly consume advertisements to earn things. And so it's not doing people any good. It's not doing your platform any good because it's inflating metrics, and it's not doing your customers any good because you're giving them inflated metrics for them to believe like, oh, we're actually getting a lot of genuine good advertisement exposure by working with these guys. We're paying them money to be featured in their platform, and look at all these new users and views we have for advertisements. But people are watching it for a different reason. They're watching it because they feel like they have to get something else in return. And so, it's kind of like a lose situation for me. And even on a larger scale, it's like lose situation for our society because it's pretty sad, let's be honest. So that's my idea of watch to earn. I feel like these guys might be trying to avoid that, and I hope they are. So that's another reason why I want to dive a little bit deeper and learn more.
Yeah, I think, they could be meaning like help support our network and earn money for being part of a decentralized organization. But to earn is also another gimmick. So I'm worried that these guys are destroying themselves with gimmicks. But yeah, if a game is good, you want to play it because it's good, not because you're getting paid to do so. The same rings true here. So I agree with you there. But anyways, I think we ran over and our producer is going to kill us. So we have to say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another week of 10-minute investor eye test. And like I said, like, subscribe, and let us know how you feel about this video and what we
Ciao,
should cover
y'all.
next week.
Pew.
Ciao, everybody.